After her father died, everyone said it was just another quiet funeral for an ordinary old man. There were no luxury cars outside the small church, no famous names, no reporters. Amelia stood near the front pew, one hand resting protectively on her pregnant belly, the other clutching a tissue she had already soaked with tears. She was 7 months pregnant, exhausted, and emotionally hollowed out. Her father, Henry Lawson, had been her entire world after her mother passed away years ago. What no one knew, what Henry had kept secret his entire life, was that he was one of the richest men on earth. Amelia had never lived a luxurious life. She grew up in a modest house, attended public school, worked part-time jobs, and learned the value of independence early. Her father had taught her humility, kindness, and self-reliance, never once hinting that the man who fixed his own car and packed his lunch in brown paper bags controlled a $1 trillion empire hidden behind layers of shell companies and trusts. Her husband, Victor Hale, stood several feet away during the service. He didn't hold her hand. He didn't look at her. His face showed impatience rather than grief. Victor had changed the moment Amelia became pregnant. What was once charm had turned into coldness. What was once love had become obligation, and even that seemed to annoy him. A week after the funeral, Victor packed a suitcase. "I didn't sign up for this life," he said flatly, standing in the doorway of their apartment. "Your father's gone. There's no inheritance. We're drowning in bills. And now a baby. I can't do this anymore." Amelia stared at him, stunned. "Victor, I'm carrying your child." He looked away. "I've met someone else." The words sliced deeper than anything she had felt before. He didn't apologize. He didn't hesitate. He walked out, leaving behind a pregnant wife, unpaid rent notices, and a silence that felt unbearable. For weeks, Amelia struggled just to survive. She sold her car, moved into a tiny studio apartment, and took freelance work she could manage while pregnant. Nights were the worst. She would lie awake, one hand on her belly, whispering apologies to the baby for a world that already felt cruel. Then, one rainy afternoon, a black car pulled up outside her building. A man in a tailored suit knocked on her door. "Mrs. Hale?" he asked respectfully. "Yes," she answered cautiously. "My name is Samuel Reed. I was your father's legal counsel." Amelia frowned. "My father didn't have money for lawyers." Samuel smiled gently. "With respect, your father had more money than most governments." She laughed, assuming it was some kind of mistake, or cruel joke. But Samuel handed her documents. Account statements, trust agreements, company holdings. Her knees buckled. Her father was a secret trillionaire. He had built an empire quietly, anonymously, believing wealth changed people for the worse. He never wanted Amelia to grow up entitled or dependent. And now, everything, every cent, belonged to her. Within days, Amelia's life transformed. But she didn't let it change who she was. She paid her debts. She bought a comfortable home, but not a mansion. She invested in charities her father had secretly supported for decades. She kept her last name quiet. No press. No announcements. Victor, however, found out. The mistress he had left Amelia for, Lena, was obsessed with status. She followed financial news closely. When rumors surfaced about a mysterious heiress inheriting unimaginable wealth, she dug deeper. It didn't take long to connect the dots. One evening, Victor showed up unannounced. Amelia opened the door and froze. He looked different, nervous, unsure, humbled. "I made a mistake," he said quickly. "I didn't know. I swear I didn't know." She stared at him, calm and steady. "You didn't leave because you didn't know. You left because you didn't care." He stepped closer. "We can fix this. For the baby. For us." Amelia shook her head. "There is no us. There's only me and my child." Victor tried again, messages, apologies, even legal threats. But Amelia had already filed for divorce. She didn't want revenge. She wanted peace. When her child was born, a healthy baby girl, Amelia cried tears of relief and strength. Holding her daughter, she realized something powerful. She had survived abandonment, betrayal, and heartbreak without knowing she was rich. The money didn't save her. She saved herself. Months later, Victor's life unraveled. Lena left him when she realized the wealth was gone. His career suffered. His reputation followed. Amelia never celebrated his downfall. Instead, she focused on building something meaningful. She funded scholarships, She created shelters for single mothers. She honored her father's legacy, not with luxury, but with purpose. One day, years later, her daughter asked, "Mommy, were you ever scared?" Amelia smiled softly. "Every day. But I learned that strength shows up when you need it most." And somewhere, she believed her father knew, his greatest inheritance was never the money. It was her.